Just how we drew it up. An unbelievable win here for the Eagles. 16-15 against the Chicago Bears in the wild card round. Eagles victorious, moving on to the second round of the playoffs. I'm Fran Duffy, joined by NFL Film senior producer Greg Cosell. We're going to break down some of the biggest plays here in the Eagles win out at Soldier Field. Let's start on the opening drive. All right, let's start things off here with the second play of the game for the Eagles from scrimmage. This is going to be a screen pass from Nick Foles to Wendell Smallwood. Goes for a big gain, helps set up a field goal on the opening drive for this Eagles offense. Greg, show us why this screen worked.
Well, first of all, the Bears, they're playing man coverage. And when they play man coverage, what they normally do against 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, and that's what the Eagles were in on this second play of the game, what they normally do is they have Roquan Smith right here. He plays the tight end, so you see him matched up on Ertz. And then what they do is they take their other linebacker, because they're a nickel, they take their other linebacker, and that would be right here, Danny Trevathan. He's matched on the back, and that's Smallwood right here. So that's what they do when they play man coverage. That's the way they match up.
Okay.
And that's the critical piece. You want to. So now, if you're going to throw a screen to Smallwood, the player you must block is his man-to-man defender, and that's Danny Trevathan. So he's the key guy. Now we can run this. The Eagles will go play action here, and that will give Trevathan a little more to deal with as well. But right here, you can see there's Trevathan. He's moving with Smallwood. That's his man.
Sure.
But look what you have set up beautifully. There's Brooks. Brooks is in perfect position now to block Trevathan and really set this screen up well. So let's continue the play, and you see exactly what happens as we run the play now. Set up perfectly. There's no one else really out there. There's a lot of room for Smallwood, and it becomes a 20-plus yard explosive play in the pass game.
Yeah, I thought it was a really well-executed drive from Doug Peterson and that offensive coaching staff. They moved the ball downfield.
Couple third down conversions as well,
Huge.
critical.
Absolutely. So they converted on a couple third downs. They get into range, kick a field goal, go up 3-0. All right, let's fast forward now. First drive here of the second half, Greg, and the Eagles are now down 6-3. That was the halftime score. Let's take a look now on a big third down stop by this defense. They come in their dime package, which we've seen plenty of over the last few games from this Eagles team. Take us through what we see here on this play.
Yeah, and we're right around midfield. The Bears seem to have a nice drive going, so this was a critical third down in a game in which you would not want to get behind by more than one score.
Sure.
So this third down is interesting what the Eagles decide to do. First of all, they're in dime, as you said, because Trey Sullivan is the single high safety. So you do have a single high safety, a deep post player.
Yep.
But what they show here is a 5 across look, Fran. They have 5 players right across here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And number 3 is Nigel Bradham. Now, right now, from the perspective of the Bears, all 5 offensive linemen have to pass set to the player basically in front of them. So you get one-on-one matchups. And that's what you want with this kind of look. You want to dictate one-on-one pass protection. But as we've seen a number of times throughout the game, Nigel Bradham has been used as a spy on Mitchell Trubisky. So even though Bradham right now is head up over the center, what happens here, and let's start this play, you'll see exactly what happens. He's going to end up as we started. He starts to rush, backs off, frees it right there. He's actually spying. But right now, because he sees an opening right in front of him, he decides to attack Mitchell Trubisky and force him out of the pocket. And that's exactly what happened. So Bradham here does a really nice job of playing with instincts, and as we run this play, he forces Trubisky out of the pocket. Trubisky's now on the move, and you get him being a little hurried, a little frenetic, and that's exactly what you want, and they win that important third down.
All right, back to the offense now. We're going to take a look at this touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Late in the third quarter, the Eagles now down 6-3 in this game. And this is a route, Greg, that we've seen Zach Ertz score on hundreds of times, it feels like, over the last few years. And they connect here. Nick Foles to Dallas Goedert down in the red zone. Show us how they set this play up.
Well, and that's what's interesting. They're in 11 personnel, meaning that they've got just one tight end on the field. And it's Goddard here, which speaks now in this situation to how they feel about him as a receiver.
Sure.
And we know he's very good and only getting better. So what they're going to do here is they're going to bring, it's really more of a shift than a motion, but they're going to bring Nelson Aguilar across the formation, and he's now now going to be outside of Goddard, but on the same side with Goddard and the offset back Wendell Smallwood. So let's see that happen, because this sets up a 3-man route combination to the boundary. And what they're trying to do here, as we set this up, is they're trying to get Goddard matched up man-to-man on a safety. So right about here, you can sort of see it start to develop. What you're going to see here is Aguilar work inside on a little kind of curl snag type route.
Yep.
And you're going to see Smallwood work outside on an arrow route. And then what do you get here? You can't see the safety in the shot, but you end up with Dallas Goedert one-on-one with the safety, Adrian Amos. And that's exactly what they wanted. And also, the nature of this route concept opens the window for the throw by Nick Foles.
Sure.
So that's the whole point of this. So you end up with exactly what you want from a one-on-one perspective with Goddard on Amos and with Nick Foles having the throwing window. So let's run this now, and you'll see, and it's beautifully done, well executed. You see the throw with timing, with touch, and put right on the money. So really nicely designed play. And here you can see the one-on-one with Goddard doing a really nice job of widening his stem, getting Amos to turn, and then working back inside.
It looked like Ertz running that route.
He sure did.
Yeah, and when I saw the play concept, it was actually the first touchdown catch of Goddard's career against the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz's first touchdown of the season. Same exact play, same design.
Very similar concept.
Yeah, very well done, very well executed there by the Eagles in the red zone. They now go up 10-6 in this game. All right, let's get now into the crown jewel, the play of all plays here in this game, because the Eagles defense comes up with some big stops here in the fourth quarter. They're down. They come up with that big stop with the Bears backed up. They force a punt. Chicago, the punter, puts it right past midfield. A bad punt gives the Eagles a short field, good field position here in the fourth quarter. They drive down the field. They get into the red zone. We're feeling good. 3 plays. They shut us out, so it's 4th and goal. And, Greg, last time we had 4th and goal in the playoffs, the Eagles had one of the biggest trick plays in the history of football, a very convoluted play that we all know now is Philly special. So we thought, what are they going to draw up for this 4th
You and I were talking about that before the play. We were saying, is it going to be a trick play of some kind?
Yeah, we thought, we didn't know what was coming, but they go complete opposite.
Oh, my God.
Something very basic here.
That every team runs. It's about as basic as you can get. It's a simple play.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at it right here, and you're going to see, here's Alshon Jeffrey. He's on the outside. And inside of him at number 2 is Golden Tate. And all you're doing here is Jeffrey is running vertically, and he's going to clear. And what you're expecting to happen is Golden Tate is going to work one-on-one against McManus, the slot corner, and you're expecting him to win on a quick out route. That's all this play is. If he doesn't win, there's no throw, because this is a 3-step timing throw. So there's nowhere else to go with the football. It's about as basic and as simple as you can get. So let's start the play here, and you'll see exactly what happens. So now what you're going to see right about here, Tate does a great job, because what has happened? McManus is on his inside. So Tate is breaking to the outside on the quick out. He's beaten McManus. That's what you have to have happen on this play. If Tate does not have that happen, then there's no throw to be made.
Sure.
Because look, Nick Foles is already in his delivery, because this is a timing throw. He's not waiting to see if Golden Tate is open. This ball is thrown based on timing. And it's obviously a great job by Nick Foles, because he had to work it around Leonard Floyd, so it's an outstanding throw. But as we said, this was about as basic as you get. This is an execution play all the way. It's not a schematic play. It's not a design play. It's just an execution play, and they executed it at a high level and got what turned out to be the winning touchdown.
Yeah, so we'll see the play here finish out. Obviously, the game-winning touchdown. Eagles go up 16-10. What was funny is for the 2-point conversion.
16,
or 16-15 rather.
yeah.
What's funny is they actually go off the 2-point conversion, a play off of the Philly special. Exactly right. But what a ride now from this team and from this game. Now we'll go into New Orleans, a team that obviously the Eagles faced earlier in the year, and an ugly outcome for sure.
Before we got to that, it was a little touchy down at the end.
It was a little touchy, but we came out on top. What are your thoughts now going into this week? Obviously, you and I will break this down much more in depth on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, fueled by Gatorade. But overall thoughts going into this matchup?
Well, as you and I discussed pretty much before the game started today and as we were watching the game, this would be the kind of game they would have to win.
Yep.
This was not going to be a 35-30 game. It had to be probably in the teens as it was. It had to be a really good performance by the Eagles defense, which it was. It had to be kind of a timely performance by the offense.
Yep.
They couldn't run the ball at all. So there had to be some throws made by Nick Foles. He was very solid, obviously threw a couple of picks in the first half, one bad one in the red zone.
Sure.
But in the second half, it was your typical Eagles offense, very representative of what they are with Nick at quarterback. A lot of quick throws in the sort of 6 to 15-yard range, gets the ball out of his hands, is able to beat the pass rush because of that. So it was a very representative performance of what the Eagles are with Nick Foles at quarterback. And given the circumstances on the road against a great defense, a really strong performance.
Yeah, I'm excited to go through the film. You and I will both go through the film Monday morning, and we'll be back on the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, again, fueled by Gatorade, Monday night. So if you subscribe to the podcast, you will get it Monday night. If you don't, very easy. Just go on your phone or on your tablet, go subscribe, and you'll get the latest analysis from Greg and I after we go through the film. If not, it'll be up Tuesday morning on PhiladelphiaEagles.com and the Eagles mobile app. Until then, Greg and I will be back here next week on the All-22 review, driven by AAA. Go Birds. We'll see you next week.